Hey there, and welcome to another edition of the Baron Heroes Journey Club for Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. My name is Sheep Launcher. I'm here with Dave. Today we have Rydia Summoner story where we track the progress of Rydia, and of course we have Rydia as our hero, as befits the club. We have John Burkhead on the left. We have Scythe Marshal on the right, and Dave, taking a look at the flags for this one, what stands out to you?
Oh, here, very thematic. We've got, do all the summon fights. No playing with a monk here. What else do we got? Wild. Wild is interesting, as we saw throughout the potion party portion of our last tournament.
Yeah, Wild is on, and no restrictions as to what can be sold in those shops. You can get adamants in those shops. You can get apples in those shops, which may really help Rydia in the early game. And the treasure should be good to loot as well. It's a Wildish treasure set. The max tier is 7, but still, you should be able to get plenty of money in order to help that Rydia in the early game.
Or, depending on what comes out of Summon Kit, maybe she doesn't need the help. Maybe we just start with Larg.
Yeah, she'll get the Summon Kit. She'll also get the Mist Kit. The Permajoin is on, so right away our runners have a decision to make. Kainatsu hands the package, a vanilla start there, gets an Ashura, and both runners want that Black Mage as well. We are underway. We are glad to have you with us.
I like taking the Palom here.
Very much so. You can never go wrong with two Black Mages early on, I think. They can grow up together.
And as a bonus, those dancing daggers in the Mist Kit, both of them can use it.
Very much so, and that will provide the bulk of the damage early on. Rydia will also kind of cosplay a little bit as a white mage with that Ashura summon in the starter kit, and right away we see Divergence. John Burkhead heading to Baron to loot that out. Scythe Marshal checking to see what the package opens. Sees Dark Knight Cecil there.
Yeah, I think Scythe is going to keep that in the back of his mind, but I like not taking that immediately. Maybe you trip over a second copy of Cecil. Maybe you just really, he's kind of a potato until you finish round of deals.
Right, and right away the Baron shop has apples, and so John Burkhead selling a bunch of dancing daggers, going to pick up some Boreases, it looks like, for some early damage.
I believe in Baron Inn we saw a cane there, so that's okay,
right.
All the characters are going to be somewhere in this seed. I was checking the character settings real quick.
Yep, that should be the case. The free key item is on, so both of our runners will mosey up to Troya, you would think, to check out what's under Eddie's bed. That means that there are no boss hunts in this particular flag set.
Nope, and realistically, we just need to get the Forge, the Baron Key, Magma Key, and Darkness.
Yeah, and we know that the Magma Key has to be somewhere on the overworld. Magma Key is forced in this flag set to be available early on. And so John is going to head up to Troya. Scythe Marshal going to see what the summon is from Hobbs. This is a randomized summon in this flag set. And that's not a bad one at all. That's a self-summon.
That was very, very
Shiva.
cold sylph.
Yeah. I meant to say a shivering sylph. Shiva is the summon. John gets the key item from Edward. It is a tower key. have seen a couple Thunderclaw pickups so far. A Lilith Rod could be a nice little stat stick if you can't find anything better right away.
And you see Scythe getting the Dancing Daggers on. Looks like we're gonna take whatever's on Hobbs.
Yeah, I bet Scythe wants just a little bit more firepower in his party early on.
And up here we have a second twin. That's a White Mage. Yes, get in the party.
And it is permajoined, so Forum is going to have to stick around. So Scythe has 3/5 of his party spoken for. Officer Soldier up here. If Scythe wants to get the full panoply of experience and get that Palom up to tier 2 spells, he needs to take care of the officer in the back.
That flare is not even close.
Coffins for sale in Troy. I believe I saw sirens in the bar shop as well.
We do a little bit of dancing and the officer goes away.
They're very nice.
Oh, those dance moves were just too much for the officer to handle.
And does get those tier 2 spells. And so Palom will be able to carry his weight much better.
John Burkhead finding a heroine robe. We can go fast.
Yeah, especially with that dancing dagger going to be really nice for that Rydia early on. And so John going to go back to Hobbs' side, going to check out the Antlion Cave. What do you think of these 2 divergent paths so far, Dave?
Makes sense. Scythe has decided. I have Dancing Daggers. Gas is the name of the seed. I see John taking a slightly more conservative route, but still trying to get a little more power before going. We'll see if that pays off, having the extra power.
Side in the Antlion Cave will run into Mylon and all of Mylon's friends. It is an underground club here, a zombie dance party.
So we got dancing daggers, they got zombie dancers. This is some sort of dance-off.
It is, and the flare will be much more effective here. To get rid of all those ghasts. And one more dancing dagger hit should do it.
Mylon's old bones, not even enough to keep up with these youngsters and their moves.
Oh, my body is so sore from dancing like literally 5 minutes.
Oh, I feel that, dude.
Magma key from the Antlion Cave. And so the underground is open to Scythe Marshal, and he can do, theoretically, 2 of the objectives.
Man, we may want to see our runners go to Dwarf at some point, because we have a meta objective today.
Yeah, so the meta objective, not something that's strictly required to do, but it does get you extra bonus points in the club, and the meta objective today is to use the Mist Summon on the enemy at Cave Bahamut. You get bonus points, again, not real, but we'll pretend it is. You get bonus points for having the Mist Dragon kill whoever's at Cave Bahamut. And one of the flags in this is the Vanilla Dwarf Castle, the Vanilla Grow Up flag, where Rydia is guaranteed to learn Mist Dragon when you face the second boss in the Dwarf Castle.
That's right, so and that also ties into those apples we can buy. Mist Dragon runs off Rydia's current HP.
Yeah, so that's why, when you use the Mist Summon, it usually doesn't pack the punch that you would like. But you give her a bunch of apples, and suddenly she's a much more formidable with that miss summon.
Or when you throw Grimoire with Sid and the Mist Dragon comes out, it's like, where's that been the whole time?
Oh, and I don't know if Side Marshal picked this up, but John got a Sorcerer Robe from Antlion Cave. Huge pickup there.
I don't know if John picked up John must pick up the curse ring too, because that was like the first chest in Antlion.
I believe both runners started with a cursed ring, or at least it was available very early on.
Oh, John gonna show us some chocobos.
Yep, gets to replenish his MP before heading up Mount Ordeals. A nice little way to make sure you're not running out of magic points.
Death is saying was that the curse ring that was in Baron proper?
I believe so.
Then there's two.
And John found an illusion up on Ordeals, illusions for sale. In Troya, Scythe picks up some of those. And so Ordeals is an interesting play this early on. John does not know, I don't think, about the Dark Knight Cecil waiting for him behind the package.
Both of them have seen it, so this may be a play to get Cecil line, then go grab him.
A blue robe in the first spot could be the gauntlet, but it is the Water Hag.
And I like this ordering more than grabbing it first, because that way you don't have DKC, sitting there and making you waste time passing his turn.
Yes. Yeah. Before he becomes Paladin Cecil, DKC in this game almost useless. Better off dead.
You say almost useless. I say he can get through a Valvalis at a rude spot.
Ooh, I guess. And maybe the Black Sword allows him to do some things, but for the most part, not. Cecil as a Paladin is probably the best character in the game. Cecil as a Dark Knight, unquestionably the worst.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
And John was told to fight by Anna. She came on, set her lines, came off, I'm sure, to rapturous applause. But this
perfect. Those lines were just perfectly delivered.
Yeah, gave the lines with aplomb, just like rehearsal, and now all of the elements waiting on the end of the bridge.
Elements here for an encore.
And so this could be a little bit tricky.
I think we're just, sitting here, charging up our fire 2 for a little bit.
Side Marshal checking out the Job Dwarf in Tamra, an overhead door installer. Is an overhead door like one of those doors that businesses put on that you kind of slide in and out?
Maybe. It might be a garage door, too. One of those things you pull down.
Okay. Well, either way, John only saw Mylon, so this was kind of a vanilla.
Yeah. A little bit of overkill there. About 6,000 damage at a 3,000 HP spot.
And even though Ruby didn't get a chance to strut his stuff, he still gets thrown off the bridge. It's a tough day for him. And Side Marshal going to do some grinding in the underground, did pick up some sirens and chewing on some eggs.
Yeah, gonna get virus, get quake.
And Dave, you're a fan of grinding early and grinding often, are you not?
Did you see the last tournament?
Ooh, a twin harp from Ordeals.
Sheep, there's a very good reason why I intentionally chose to play Potion Party for the one playoff game I got to choose.
Yeah, not necessary.
Well, you can't.
Pogo in the changing room against Rydia all by herself. Could be a little frightening here.
Rydia takes down the Nope Noodle. A little bit, it's got a nice warm bath out of the deal.
Yeah, the big waves came in fast and furious, but Rydia took care of them like the hero she is.
Got, blazed a little bit, waved. Nice little. So the changing room was more just a slightly overzealous spot treatment today.
And Scythe is going to go where go to Rydia's home, going to the land of summoned monsters. And it finds a vanilla rat tail. No hook yet, so can't turn that in, but it is another key item. And once he gets the hook, we'll have access to another key item check. And don't forget, you do have to find both the Legend Sword and the Adamant Rock. So key item location is going to be pivotal, even though most of the objectives are finding boss spots.
And John Burkhead wants some coffins. Probably is the same idea. Gonna maybe get the Cecil first, then crack some eggs.
Very much possible. Did pick up 10 of those coffins. I didn't see how many sirens he has.
And Tall Grand pointing out that overhead doors are used a lot in industrial applications when you got to use big equipment. Makes sense.
And so we know that the King spot has the Baron guards because we've already seen the officer soldier fight. The Queen spot is a Sparkle. So we know one Sparkle is off the board.
And that King spot is very, very free. Both runners have a curse string and access to coffins.
And John is going to pick up that Cecil, sit through this entire cutscene. Rydia will burn her own village to get access to that paladin.
Well, this isn't vanilla at all. This is some sort of twisted alternate universe.
Yeah, where Rydia has to take care of Cecil after Cecil gets frightened. With good cause.
Thinking right after the incident of this happened, Rydia definitely wanted to take care of Cecil.
She sure did. She got so mad at him that she altered geography. You ever get so mad that you that you cut off your village from the world?
The spell was slightly overdone. Yes.
And Scythe refitting, gonna at least see who this Sparkle is. It's D Lunars.
Ugh.
I think he was hoping for Plague.
I think we're setting up some frogs.
I think that would be the best way to go. You just don't have enough ways to do damage in order to out-damage them. So,
yeah, you have to do 11-5 before they fire their breath.
Yeah, and with this party at these levels, not happening.
Speaking of sparkles,
This one should be a little easier, especially since it's Pale Dim. Forum is helping.
Porum's giving us a little toot action.
Ooh, a little bit of bad luck from Scythe. Only able to get frogs on one of the D-Lunars.
Yep. And when this happens, the first thing you gotta do, punch the frog.
Yes. And fortunately, the other one will help.
Punching them still puts them into their wall and virus script. The thing is, the one you punch is the one that casts the wall. So when you only get one of them reflected, you hit the frog, frog tries to cast wall, you go, silly D-Lunars, frogs can't use magic.
Yep, more vanilla Rosa in the bed in Kaipo.
And the problem is with how much spell power this spot has. That back D-Lunar is gonna take out that frog real fast.
Kaipo has it all. Crystal swords for sale. Bahamut summons for sale.
I would not be surprised to see Burkhead go straight to Evelyn and clear the whole place out.
That would be a way to get rich quick. And that's precisely what he's doing, Dave.
Because I would do exactly the same in this situation. Yeah, I want that. I want those. I want the money. I want the traps. I want the. Maybe I don't have to pay for a crystal sword.
Now I haven't seen hourglasses for sale, which would help. But Burkhead does have plenty of coffins. And Scythe is resetting up to try and make this frog stick.
So the good news here is that the D-Lunar that's left isn't going to virus you, and it's just going to use fires. You don't need to worry about punches.
Yeah, don't have to waste turns on setting up blinks. You've got to make sure those walls are up.
But if you bounce viruses, you never see a fire counter. This is well recovered by Scythe.
Yeah, very nicely done.
That's a big old suit of armor on John's side.
And adamant armor for John. He needs money to get that crystal sword and to get that Bahamut, but that's one piece of equipment he is not going to sell. And Scythe is through. Takes care of these Lunars, gets an objective on the board, and gets a pink tail. So as soon as he gets a hook, he has an adamant.
Adamant's for everyone.
Yay! It is nice to just put that adamant on Rydia. Like, you know what, Rydia? You don't have to worry about anything ever again. Unless I decide to take this off.
Oh, then Rydia is fine as long as she doesn't get hit with an elemental attack, in which case, well... I know you, Rydia.
And Scythe using a tent going to take on the Baron Guards next. So this spot will hit hard, the spot will go fast, but as you said, Dave, we do have a cursed ring we could put on Rydia to slow them way down. And we
exactly
do have
two coffins. Yeah, so you put the cursed ring on Rydia, you drop the battle speed a little bit, you could pop both coffins before the guards get a turn.
And John takes care of the Staleman skull fight.
And
How about a holy sword?
it's a dyed crystal sword. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. And suddenly you have money freed up to do other things. So it does miss out on a little bit of the XP on Alum. But Scythe is through.
And we got sirens to fix that. How about a free angry stick to go for that, or for that Cecil?
Yeah. That might entice Scythe to head up to Ordeals.
And Scythe Marshal doing a fantastic job clearing out the entire Fey March immediately. Because I never have to come back here.
Exactly. That is really, really nice to take care of. And then going to head to Dwarf Castle. Allow Rydia to grow up. She'll no longer be a Toys R Us kid.
The saddest thing I've heard today.
There's a million things there that she can play with, but not if she grows up.
You're having such a good time, and you're bringing, no longer be able to be a Toys R Us kid into all this.
There are the hourglasses. Hourglass 1s for sale in Dwarf Castle. But here's the secret. Rydia can still be a GameStop kid.
I don't know if that's an upgrade.
That's something. Well, while John is going through the cutscene and Scythe is shopping, do want to thank our restreamer Dathis and our tracker Scarcerer for joining us on this Baron's Heroes journey today. And thanks to you, and Dave, for co-commentating with me. John is going to look at that pot, get all of his HP refreshed, and then Dwarf Castle might be his first stop.
Yep. Our runners want to do this if they're looking to complete the meta objective, because you need to miss summon for that.
And there are 4 runners in today's race, the last I saw. And if you do a meta objective and you finish outside the top 3, then you get points, basically, in the club over people who finish in the top 3.
I believe if you complete the meta objective and you're one of the top 3 finishers, you get to choose who the hero is next week.
Fun. Odin is in the first spot in Dwarf Castle, one of the summons himself. And Scythe has got to be feeling good about his game after demolishing the Land of Summoned Monsters with some really nifty gameplay. Dancing King. Odin in the spot can be tricky because this spot is a little faster than you think it is, has more HP than you might give it credit for. But Scythe has this, looks like, under control.
John Burkhead going to go with a more traditional way of handling this kind of fight, and let's also go Burr.
Yep, Cecil is angry. A nice, big source of damage from Lit, too. Of course, Odin weak to lightning.
Oh, hey.
Thank you, sisters. Sid comes through the door to save us.
Take him.
Scythe says no. Now, the C buy flag is not on, so Sid should be around if Side wants him later.
John, don't betray Elven Sorrow like this. Take the save.
No! Nobody wants the engineer, ain't Dave?
I'll be in contact with my agent, Elven Sorrow, after this.
One Quake takes care of all three sisters. And Scythe Marshal now will just watch the hand. Go slowly toward that crystal. The warp glitch is on, so this trip to Dwarf Castle will be worth 2 key items for each of our runners. And that means the Luca key entirely useless. Unless you're super hankering for some doors.
Is it at least shiny?
I don't even know what it looks like. In my mind, it's kind of like matte, like maybe a dull red.
It's vanilla. Well, we know where it's down here is in logic. And
a crystal.
And that would point out it's still +1 key item.
Yes. That is true. And depending on how much grind arrow runners will do, that 10 key item slot may be really important. But now a shiny earth crystal to chase.
We got the earth crystal, we got the tower key we could chase while we're down here.
Yeah, and Scythe Marshal gonna do the Keyful Tower.
Options abound for our runners, which is sometimes a terrifying position to be in.
Yeah, sometimes you can get overwhelmed in this game, kind of paralysis by too many choices. But Scythe Marshal confidently heading up the tower, and John Burkhead right behind. And I think both of these runners want a pan to appear out of this tower. Neither runner has been to Fabul yet.
Gets a nice single dip. Does this have to be Wyvern? Are we just out of sparkles already?
It could be Plague.
We haven't seen Plague.
Yep. But Scythe Marshal not taking any chances. On to Battle Speed 3. To give himself a chance if this is Wyvern.
So what's Charmvern?
It started with a whisper, and now they're all piggies. We got it from Wyvern.
Everybody oinks! Everybody oinks!
Scythe Marshal takes down the Wyvern. But Whisper is a tremendous opening attack from Wyvern. Love it. And everybody oinks back.
Okay, we know this one is Plague. We are
Yes.
out.
Yes, all of the sparkles have been accounted for. Now, Scythe Marshal won't know that. Scythe Marshal will not have seen Pale Dim. But Plague here at the top of tower. Interesting. A very slow spot. Lots of HP.
But you know what? Choose your HP quickly.
A Cecil with a Holy Sword.
Angry Paladin solves a lot of problems.
Now, would this be a spot that you could Zerk up everybody?
I don't see why not.
and that would make it so the count never resolves. So, but should be able to take care of it before anything major happens. Anyway, because of the awful amounts of damage that Cecil's doing. And now we're counting in multiples. And Burkhead is through.
And here we see a preview of later.
A nice Grimoire roll. Could have been better, but...
At Scythe firing the Rydia cannon in order to reset the count.
Yeah, did get that wall up on Paladin just a little bit too late. And no Starveils left.
John knows what this... does John... No, John, this could be... yeah, John hasn't seen the D-Lunars.
He has not. Ooh, and Cecil dodged the Whisper.
And Cecil looks at the back going, you won't get at me?
hey, you. You won't get at me?
What's the other tallies here? I don't know if that's the adamant armor or if the piggy was just single row.
Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head. I thought
adamant armor is immune. You are correct, Scarsor, but that could be just hits the back row.
And I didn't see what the reward was at the top of tower.
That's the one that I always had.
Oh yes, yeah, which is a nice hat.
Oh, very nice hat. This doesn't give us progression.
Take a look. It's my hat of glass. And so both Burkhead and Scythe will be rushing out of the tower. Burkhead still has to do the Land of Summoned Monsters before he leaves the underground. I'm sure that's what he wants. Scythe has nothing left to do down here except to turn in that, or to at least talk to Young. That is a darkness crystal.
So we are Baron and Forge away.
Yeah, 3 key items away. And with the amount of key items that have been available so far, we're running out of key items besides those.
Don Burkhead deciding, I have an RA1 Palom, let's take some warriors.
Yeah. Maybe hoping to score another Holy Sword or another Adamant Armor.
Unfortunately, Palom was only 4 for 5 on taking out the warriors. His sister had to come clean up his mess as normal.
Curses! Foiled again, and Scythe going to take on the Centipedes. Would you like another X-Cal? Can Cecil dual wield?
If I say no, are you going to throw one at me anyway?
And now Scythe has his adamant armor.
Yeah, just open the first chest in Sylph Cave. Here, have an adamant armor.
Well, when you're blessed, you are blessed. And the club captain, Alchemy, has really blessed our runners today, I think. And Scythe's going to take on going to try and take on even more chests.
Okay, what was for sale down here that Burkhead's selling the farm? Alcohol.
Of course. And some heal potions. Silk webs, too.
John Burkhead was a member of the Brew Dude Attitude team during the last tournament, so I could see why Burkhead wants his brew.
Yes, wine is very appropriate. And Scythe heading back to the above ground. See if he wants to take care of business here on the blue planet before taking off to the moon. And yeah, that Earth crystal is burning a hole in his pocket.
We're 39 minutes in. Are we getting a treasury rating? We are.
We are. Let's do this. Another Avenger for sale.
Who's gauntlet's good?
Uh-huh.
Personally, it would be nice if we hadn't found like 3 already.
Right.
Inventory boss. That's a...
Yep, that knocks it down a point, but you definitely want to hang on to that hourglass. That package is just going to hang around in the inventory forever.
Ooh, already arrows. Those would be nice if we hadn't seen every dragon already.
Yeah. Well, the top row is nice.
Yeah, Goose Gauntlet. First ring is always nice if you hadn't found one yet.
Another glass hat.
And an inventory box. That treasury had everything.
And so now Scythe heading up to the Tower of Zot. Not interested in petting a dog. I bet the dog has an adamant armor. I'm just going to say it. And our tracker Scarsor are pointing out, if you need to adjust Rydia's agility, because she is the hero, everything revolves around her, the Dragon Whip that Scythe found in that treasury can help you get to a better agility.
That's very true. And we see John Burkhead just going to throw some coffins, get through these guards.
Yeah, they're not being very effective at guarding their own lives. Does get a life glitch off on them, which is nice. But unfortunately,
it seemed pretty effective until it ran into some armor it couldn't punch through.
Yes. Yeah, we said
Rydia taking 5 times her max HP.
And a heads-up play from Burkhead there, leaving Rydia on the ground. When Rydia's the hero, or whoever is the hero, they gain EXP even in fights that they're dead at the end of. So no need to waste a life potion on her. Only on the twins to let them stay up. And Burkhead is now on the board.
And unfortunately, we will not get the dream of DKC at K value today.
Boo. You must not fight now.
I'm not fighting. I'm just dropping lightning bolts repeatedly.
Actually, you must fight now because this fight will take way too long with how slow this DKC is. And as a reminder, our runners need to complete all 5 objectives, in order to get the crystal. There will be Zeromus at the end.
Who's this Zeromus you're speaking of?
I know. I almost forgot he was there. But I think Zeromus is the guy in the room who just says, "Hey, what's up?" to you.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah. Edge here. Interesting. Sabmar Asam is for sale, but I don't think our runners have picked up anything super useful for him, except maybe that boomerang in the treasury. Ooh.
That breath hit the back dragon, so front dragon's good.
But the second breath. Yeah.
He gets another shot.
And so Burkhead is home free on this.
Edge and Fu, both gated characters hanging out up here.
And both taken by Scythe. And officially, the Cecil Dream is dead for Scythe. And John takes care of both of these Lunars, gets the pink tail for his efforts, and likewise he will never have to visit the Land of Summoned Monsters again, which is a shame. I'm sure Rydia would really like to come down here from time to time. It just takes a while.
Bit of a walk. There's these damaged tiles of monsters along the way. Really should clean up the place every so often.
I think like some plants would go a really long way in making the place feel more homey.
You can see that. It's not like watering the plants will be difficult.
Ashura here in the Tower of Zot. And Scythe is going to throw the kitchen sink at her.
And easily through.
Yeah. Yep, that nice lit 3 took care of a bunch, and then that dart took care of the rest.
And we'll see what John Burkhead decides to do. We're going to turn in the Shield one first. I think there's a play to try to get 10 key items.
Yeah, and John has also not defended Fabul, so 2 key item checks here. Side Marshal sitting on 8 key items right now. John has 9 with 2 checks.
And that's a legend sword, so
that's required.
Zot has all the value. 2 powerful characters, an objective key item.
Yeah, Scythe has a big advantage here. Oh, it's Kane talking with Yang. A French vanilla here. Yang just sitting at the other end of the table. Ouch. And that virus really gave Yang something to say a chew about.
Oh, Scythe's going to be here for a minute.
Yep. And Scythe really hoping that this is going to be worth it, because this is 6 fights. This is a standard gauntlet. John got the Sand Ruby for defending Fabul. There it is. A vanilla pan.
Well rolled, Dather. No more.
No, the dream. I think Scythe is still holding on to this dream of single dipping Fabul.
Oh.
Not going to happen.
Okay, I'll have to re-roll this one, but still, I approve of the of this shenanigan.
You know how like sparkling water isn't like doesn't have juice in it, but it's like infused with the natural flavor. I think Dath has kind of infused the vanilla into the seed. And we've had I want to say it's been more than 2 scoops of vanilla.
We've had the rat tail, the pan, Rosa.
The Luca key.
Yeah, the Luca key.
The package to start.
Oh yeah, starting package, so 5.
John will give the monk a whack on the head.
And so it's like, weren't you just here?
Is it established that we're actually whacking him on the head? Maybe it's on his toe or something.
I would say that's a payoff.
Yes, that is absolutely worth it and required.
Yep, we can now acquire our Mist Whip.
And Side Marshal suddenly a Baron key away from go mode. and also has 10 key items. So he is all set. Now remember, the moon also has key items on this flag set, but and John checking out Sheila again. Just an apple; those are for sale.
Yeah.
Sheila is the worst person to go trick-or-treating with. And John's going to head to the moon.
So it's likely John's at least hitting K value here.
Is there any reason John shouldn't full clear the moon at this point?
Unfortunately for him, not really.
Might find the Baron key up here.
The only gating key items left are the Baron key and the hook.
And the blue planet checks that we haven't seen yet are limited to the Twin Heart, really.
Right.
And the Rat Tail, as soon as that hook shows up.
Hey, look, it's a Mist Whip. Is anyone surprised?
So, will the meta objective be fulfilled if Rydia uses the Mist Whip at Cape Bahamut?
Oh, John's gonna clear out the blue planet now. We know this is the play.
Yes, we know that this is required. So he did launch the whale, and I guess put a save there. And once again, Yong says, "Ouch,"
because we have to launch that whale anyway at some point.
Yes.
And resets out of the gauntlet.
Well, is that a play when you're feeling behind, do you think? Like, I can't waste my time here?
Not sure.
Yeah, he's gonna have to go back to do that at some point.
That's now a last location. The moment Burke had reset out of that gauntlet, that's now a last location.
Yeah. Side Marshal now defending Fabul, which is noble of him. And as a reminder, there are 4 racers in the club today. No finishers as yet, as you might expect.
Oh, I didn't say it's over. I'm just saying that's going to be the last place John Burkhead goes.
And John taking on the Dark Imps at the Bahamut spot.
This is honestly one of the easier places to get the meta objective if you want it, because you can just stop them.
Yeah, they should have an hourglass or 2 lying around. Gonna try and keep Rydia up first. That hourglass 1 won't last forever.
You can also just get everyone critical HP and watch Cecil cover everyone while they take 1 damage at a time.
That's true.
Or we're just going to throw 3 coffins and end this.
Yep. Meta objective, schmeta objective.
Yeah, this meta objective is optional, and we've opted not to.
Burkhead the Scrivener. I would prefer not to. But that is another objective, and they draw even our 2 featured runners on objectives. 3 of the 5. They have to complete all 5. How about a 3rd X-Cal?
So many holy swords. None of them made of crystal.
Nope. But we still have crystal swords for sale in Kaipo. along with
More
that
like I
Bahamut
think the Holy Sword at home should be a legend sword.
Scythe will get, I believe this is a crystal gauntlet from Yang. We'll go back to Sheila, get his apple. He did a save right outside of Fabul, so I anticipate he will reset as soon as the apple graces his screen.
Right, who is greeting us on the moon? We haven't seen Yang yet. We haven't seen the Bard. Let's see if it's Moonward.
Haven't seen Tella yet either.
Or it's our dupe.
Mm-hmm. It's another Borum. No dupes, so no choice to take on a second white mage.
So that means between Giant, Hook, and Baron, we have what? Yang, Edward,
Tella and Edward.
and Tella. Yep.
And now Scythe Marshal doesn't have the twin harp because he hasn't done Ordeals. And he has nothing left to check on the blue planet. He's heading to the moon.
Right. So for Scythe, that Ordeals, the Twin Harp is going to be his last location.
Yeah. Commitment. Well, this is the part of the seed when you're heading up to the moon. Haven't really done a proper grind yet. When you really have to summon all of your courage. And so Demist here, not going to be fun.
Oh, it's just a rude fight in general.
Yeah, Cecil's still the main damage dealer for Burkhead's party. Demist is resistant to that Holy Elemental, and yeah. Burkhead resets out of that.
Yeah, the damage there was not good. Your primary damage was if you virus.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's. I'll go do the Bomb of the Moon first instead. Maybe I can pick up some superior spells.
Scythe Marshal picked up 6 Sirens from Troya.
Go with those hourglasses. I think we've got ourselves a grind.
Yes, and heading back to Mysidia as well. It is most likely going to go to the moon. We'll see if Warlocks or Gold Dragons are on the table.
They say, I'm glad you remember where all this stuff is. I don't.
Yeah, picks up a Leviathan summon. Can't remember if he went to Kaipo ever. Bahamut summon waiting for him there.
We have thrown the adamant armor on the kid.
This party is mostly kids.
No, we got 2 kids. We got 2 kids, a responsible adult and Cecil.
Oh yes, now that Rydia is all grown up, she is now responsible. But yeah, this demist will be slow, but it's certainly doable.
Hold on. I saw that outside side. We have Zeus Gauntlet on that Rydia. We gonna let Rydia hit something?
We better let Rydia hit things.
And the Mist Whip does have like 100 attack.
And so, what is the Mist Whip strong against? What type of enemies?
I believe it just does holy damage.
Okay.
So, not Demist.
Definitely not Demist. But Scythe heading into Cape Bahamut first, and I'm sure he wants to use his sirens now on gold dragons.
As anyone who ran the all Rydia's Hero's Journey seed a few seasons ago, it's also strong against Valvalis on the moon.
And we have not yet seen Valvalis. There are actually quite a few annoying or dangerous bosses we have not yet seen. Haven't yet seen Golbez. Haven't seen Kainatsu.
Scythe Marshal has decided, I want Nuke. We're just going to take care of a bunch of gold dragons.
Yep, and while Burkhead is slogging through his fight, and while Scythe is grinding, I want to take this opportunity to thank our restreamer Dathis and our tracker Scarcerer for doing all the hard work behind the scenes to make the pretty stuff show up on the screen. So Dave and I could just yap our fool heads off.
And I'd like to thank you. Thank you, Sheep. This has been fun so far.
It sure has. And, the brains behind the operation, Scarcer are pointing out, we have seen Kainatsu. Kainatsu's at Baron 1. So we'll need to get through Kainatsu, but the turtle will not be on the moon.
That's where it is. They certainly don't pay me for my memory.
And Burkhead is through. Very nicely done. Very well recovered from having a tough start. Just a life staff, though.
Orm looks at that and starts going, give. Give stick.
Hey, John Burkhead, why don't you get a life? Oh, you did. Well, good for you. No, but that life staff will be very useful to Porum. Would have been useful to Rydia as well before she grew up.
Yeah.
Right,
Strange.
Rydia has
a... forget how to use staves.
Yeah. I guess that means they must sell them at Toys R Us. And that's called
apparently
a
so. But how would Porum know how to use them? She just get some hand-me-down?
That must be it.
Cecil was at the package that we started with. Both runners checked it early and said no immediately. John Burke had went up Ordeals to get him online first, and Scythe just decided to roll with it.
Yeah, Scythe's like, I don't need that. I got a ninja. I got a mop. What do I need a paladin for?
Maybe we could take the mop and put him on the end of a life staff. Clean up this place.
The crystal room itself seems very shiny. Don't need a mop down there.
Yeah, it's well cared for. That's
And so Scythe started out with 9 sirens. Didn't see how many he's used so far, but should be 2 or 3 away.
I'm going 9 minus how many are in inventory right now, but that's not. We don't do that on stream.
Up to Meteo.
Looks like we're gonna stop there.
And does have an Hourglass 2 for just this occasion. And gonna stone these Dark Imps. So no missed summon on stream today, apparently.
I'm disappointed.
Oh, we were saved.
Here. Talum is trying to say, no, you're doing the meta objective.
There it is.
Talum is the true hero we don't deserve,
Yes.
but we're getting anyway.
Palom says the people want a show. And John Burkhead gets a spoon as well as a white spear from the dolls.
So, since our club captain is in chat right now, I'd like a quick ruling. For the bonus point, would Mist have to just be the finishing blow on the last one?
Or can Mist be the finishing blow on any of them?
Okay, Mist has to be the last action taken.
Yeah.
So if you want to count this out, each Dark Imp has 12,333 HP. So you want to get them down. You want to get a little more than 10 grand on each to guarantee Mist kills.
Well, gotta give it a shot here.
11 grand then.
Ooh.
I would just pass, turn around to Rydia and fire again.
Yep. And that's precisely what Scythe is doing. Meanwhile, Burkhead running into the comedian up on doing a set on the moon. You can almost see the little brick poster behind him. And Scythe gets all of the bonus points, gets the meta objective, and even more importantly, gets the 5th actual objective.
Scythe is now on the hunt for a Baron key. Golbez having a rough time on John Burkhead's side. A little allergic to holy swords.
Yeah, and going very slowly at this spot.
To answer a question chat from Lord Goober, the meta objective was to cast the Mist Summon against K value. Bonus points if you kill with it.
Which Scythe did. Full marks. And there it is.
That's a Baron key.
So, Scythe will find the Baron key on the moon.
Yep. Burkhead doesn't know it, but he's on the clock now.
Yeah. And officially, everything that comes after this is kind of a waste.
But
luckily, Burkhead only has...
It's the correct play from John Burkhead's point of view.
It sure is. Scythe gets his duplicate Porum. Will also not get the chance to take her on.
Yeah. Scarcer, the Legend Sword came from Tower of Zot.
Ooh, Valvalis at the Masamune altar. Yikes.
Legend Swords from Tower of Zot. The Adamant Rock is from Baron Inn.
And Side Marshal going to go top down, which will delay him a little bit.
Although Nuke is going to make very quick work of the Demonist. Nuke will not make any work of the Valvalis here because Val in the LST just says no to magic while spinning.
Yeah. Not interested. Doesn't affect her at all. Absolutely perfect magic defense. Now, the pass here would be good for John. Would potentially give him an advantage over Scythe, because you would have to think, as soon as Scythe finds that Baron Key, he is gone. So a pass either here or at the Crystal Sword altar, John will find that to be very beneficial.
And
Burkhead is through.
Yeah, Cecil makes very quick work of Valvalis. Can't use magic, but you can still, bonk with a stick.
Yeah, who needs a Bahamut summon for sale?
Yeah, just go to the bottom of the moon and fend off a tornado. Easy.
Yep. Nothing to it. And Burkhead gonna try and get to the Crystal Sword altar as quickly as possible. Uses Warp to help him along. Now, could there be a secondary meta objective of using Mist against Demist? That would be for the jokes.
I think you wouldn't be able to see a thing.
So Scythe gets his life staff. More importantly, Forum has white and Palom has nuke. And so Edge has the boomerang in his left hand, which is...
That's fine, because we have a full moon in the right hand.
That's right. If the boomerang were the only long-range weapon, that would not be sufficient to back row glitch Edge. But, yeah, Edge will not be tossing things with both hands.
Okay, we're getting all the special MP restoration this race. We've had the white chocobo in one of the forests.
Yeah.
We've had the tile in the lunar altar, the lunar dais. Getting all of them.
What's gonna be next? Staying at the Masidia Inn? The Masidia Inn is my least favorite inn in the game. Just a Sork robe from the Crystal Sword altar. So
we do know the pass has to be in Baron Castle, Baron Basement, or from the Rattail tournament, I believe.
And we'll see where Burkhead wants to go. You'd have to think immediately going to Baron Castle.
Yeah, probably the objectives.
Yeah, we'll probably leave behind the Baron Inn for now. And we do still have Twin Heart.
I imagine the routing here is going to be Baron Castle, Baron Basement, Twin Heart, Earth Crystal, Baron Inn.
Yeah, just kind of do the full cycle and, say if the gauntlet ends up containing something I need, then I've lost and I'm willing to accept that. And Scythe goes into the White Spear altar. Next, this will be his Golbez, and this will be his go mode.
If it looks like there's the Venom spell.
And so, why did he cast Venom there?
Well, unfortunately, we didn't. But
he tried.
Oh, we did, but it was getting fired too late. We're trying to stop the hold gas from holding us.
And meanwhile, Burkhead has a date with a turtle. And then a decision to make. Do you do the Baron Basement in between the turtle and the Baron Throne?
I think you do. With the save there especially, yeah, this is going to be go in, clear all the spots and leave. Fortunately for our runners, Golbez here has no magic.
Yes, the magic power here is very weak. And Palom and Forum can smell a turtle from a mile away.
What do turtles smell like? I imagine sewers.
Yeah, kind of the watery smell of anything that you find in a river or a stream.
Possibly old pizza as well.
Like wet rat.
A little bit of that too.
Why did you cast white on me?
Holy magic, my holy weakness.
And Burkhead says, "Hey, Daddy-O, I do want to go down to the basement."
And with that Baron Key, Scythe Marshal will be in go mode.
And immediately exits out.
Yep, the plan here is straightforward. Go to Baron.
Yep. And then for Scythe, what's going to be the quickest way to do the basement?
Bathed in nuclear fire?
No, I mean, like after you defeat the basement throne.
Well, that answers the question. I'm thinking, get the pass from there, walk right back out, and walk out. You don't take the fight on the, or you don't take the Baron Castle fight.
Yeah, you can walk back through the waterway, and that might save a little bit of time.
It is. It's about. We've timed it. It's like 20 seconds faster or so.
Wow.
If you can one-shot the boss. If you can't one-shot the boss, then it's even slower to take the fight.
And with no finishers yet, every second counts.
Yeah, and Conquer Luggage is still out there, so I think Lugia's still out there.
Yeah, King Queen Evelyn are still out there. And Mylon Z. A little more dialogue.
This should give us the hook.
Well, the Twin Harp's still out there. Twin Harp can still give the hook.
Good call. I forgot the Twin Harp existed temporarily.
And so John is through. We'll have the chance to add Yang to his party.
Nightdew, Legend Sword is from the Tower of Zot. Adamant Rock is from Baron Inn.
Yeah,
John Burkhead saw the regular gauntlet at Baron Inn 2 and said, "Nah, I'm good."
Oh, the power of love stops the walls from caving in. Cecil and Rosa getting cozy.
Yeah, as does was that a face down Zemus?
I believe so.
Oh, that was never mind. That was the Kane. That was the Helmless Kane that you only see in the end credits.
Of course Kane would be there.
Kind of creepy if you think about it.
I mean, that's his deal. That's his whole deal.
You're not wrong.
Scythe will take care of Bahamut, and Scythe has got to be feeling pretty good about his party going to Zeromus.
Yeah, we have Nuke White. Zeromus not going to be happy with this. John Burkhead going back and take the Baron Inn, going to be both happy and less happy with what he finds.
I guess anything to avoid that Twin Harp. Ooh, and the Boreas did not one-shot the General. Scythe has his pass. Scythe has his crystal.
Yep.
Scythe will be the first of our restreamed runners to have the crystal and be ready for Zeromus. There are 4 runners overall. We have no finishers yet.
Scythe just has to walk out, just pop on over to Troya and finish this.
Yep, and Zeromus is never free, but this is a party very well equipped to reflect all of the best spells in the game onto them.
Yeah, we have a white caster. We have 3 nuke casters.
And a very fast chemist.
I believe you mean darter. Because it's probably the only action Edge is taking is putting up a wall and using 1 dart.
And Burkhead is now through the gauntlet, has his half of Forge.
And is probably thinking, oh, I faded this earlier.
Oh, the betrayal. Kane not invited.
Hey, Don Burke, Cecil just saw Kane creeping on him during that touching moment. It's like, no. After that, no, you stay way over there.
And what is Scythe looking for here? More darts?
I would think so.
Did pick up a couple of defense swords.
All right, okay, now we can say with complete certainty the Twin Harp is a zone.
And so is the Rat Tail. Although, Burkhead will likely pick up another Adamant armor. Checking up on Rydia's agility, did you see what she's rocking there?
It.
Not concerned.
But if Rydia is slow enough, we can have Rydia immediately toss the crystal, and this will run like relatively standard reflex strats.
Mm-hmm.
Edge throws up a wall, you queue up a white, target him, queue up a nuke on either Edge or Z. The other nuke goes to the one you didn't target the first time.
Burkhead gets a ribbon for his hair. Also gets an adamant armor for his body. And so, we haven't seen Zeromus quite as often recently.
No. The last time we saw Zeromus was 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, the community races have not been featuring Zeromus. Scythe Marshal will give us a glimpse, and every time, Zeromus maybe has been hanging out here working on himself, maybe trying on some new clothes.
Ooh. A new look's always nice to try out.
Yeah, but Zeromus does have a whopping number of potential sprites to change into. What, 700?
Yeah, I wonder how big that closet is.
Yeah.
Gotta keep all those costumes in it.
It's huge. So we do have to ask the question. Dave, would you like to do it?
See if I remember how this goes again. Something, whose kick are we going to butt tonight?
Ooh, that was good. That was good. I think we need to shake the rust off a little bit.
Let's try this again. Whose butt are we going to kick today?
Yes! Zeromus gives a little shake. And at 122.30, the crystal goes off. And Zeromus' true colors emerge.
Seriously, whose butt is this?
Yeah, Zandamus. From Final Fantasy II, our
research. That's dropping the knowledge on us. I legitimately did not know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 3.
Final Fantasy III.
I really wouldn't have known this.
And John Burkhead.
No joking, I really didn't know it.
Playing music. I'm not sure if the music is on here.
And we're gonna get Zeromus on one side and some nice music on the other. Enjoy it.
Well, Dark Elf at the vanilla spot robs us of more music, but that was the battle theme from Final Fantasy II. John Burkett is through.
So we have a NES Final Fantasy boss being fought on one side and NES Final Fantasy music being played on the other. Well rolled.
And just a plain white tee for Burkhead there.
And Burkhead now knows exactly where this is. And Scythe was doing some counting there. That is a crack bang.
And Scythe Marshal has done it.
Scythe Marshal finishing first place overall.
With an official time of 1:24:48 GG's to Scythe Marshal. The winner of Baron's Heroes Journey, the Summoner Edition.
Which means Scythe Marshal will be getting to choose next week's flag set, next week's hero.
Yeah, because he did win and also did the meta objective.
And did the bonus version of it. So Scythe Marshal just doing everything.
And we will see what he wants to choose. We'll see if we can get him in for an interview.
Yeah.
Palom still celebrating on Scythe's side.
Good news for you, Alchemy. You don't need to look through VODs to confirm anything.
But Burkhead heading up to the Tower of Zot. This will get him his Legend Sword. It is always great to see when people can successfully do math while they're doing something else.
Now, math is hard sometimes.
It's too late for John to pet a dog as well. And so up here were Dark Knight Cecil and
Someone.
Not important.
Asura, I think?
It was Asura, you're right. So yeah, even though this wasn't a boss hunt, we did see a lot of the bosses in this game. Because of the desirable character from the package, because of Burkhead full clearing the moon.
Yeah. You tend to see a lot of the bosses when you clear everything.
Yeah, Burkhead's going to have 17 out of 17 by the time this is done.
I assume we're going to see John Burkhead take the Fusoi out of here because as well.
Yeah, there's... Unless you want to rock 4 characters to Zeromus, which, hey, you know, more power to you. And we are joined by our first place finisher, Scythe Marshal. GG's.
GG's, thank you.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, early on, it seemed like 2 black mages against the world. When you saw that first character with the package, what was kind of your initial impression?
I mean, Cecil's a good character, but I would have had to sit through the package cutscene and then do the boss fight. And then that forces me to do Ordeals. And I just thought that would be slow, even if Cecil is the best character in the game. So I reset up. And I figured, you know what? I have Dancing Daggers, they'll get by, and Palom's good, and it's Force Magma, so I knew I didn't have to do too much to get, like, underground and get him Quake. And lo and behold, didn't have to do too much.
I think really where it was determined that you were kind of taking control of this race was just how masterfully you did the Land of Summoned Monsters, the Baron Guards, and the D-Lunars. Talk us through how you felt kind of approaching that.
Well, so I'm going down with Rydia Palamporum. So I got some children, and I said, well, they got Quake. I can do some things. And I get down to the bottom, and I knew I had 2 coffins. So I said, well, that's guards. That's not great, but I can just lower the battle speed. I'll get 1 down, and then it's a 1 and 3 to get the other. Okay, this is fine. That curse ring pull out of Antlion Cave, very good. So I said, well, okay, before I do that fight, I want to see what the sparkle is. And then the sparkle was D-Lunars, and I was like, I could take this fight. Huh. Okay. So I took the fight. Of course, I don't know if Flurry is watching, or Falgran or Raquette, but like, I know I only had 1 Star Veil up, so it's not surprising that I only got 1 Reflect. I only got 1 Frog, but like, it's just my luck. Thankfully, I knew what to do, and I knew how to get through the rest of the fight. The Silk Web, I think, was smart, and then from there it was just a matter of making sure I didn't virus my own characters. And I will say, it was the fire counters in that phase are not very good. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to bounce the virus off, right? So that they're not countering my virus. They still cast fire, but conveniently, Palom and Porum at like low 30s only have like 600 HP. So like, I could heal with Cure 2s, and that was fine. At the higher levels, like, and when you're on the moon and stuff, when you're trying to do this fight, and your characters have 2,000 HP, those fire counters chew through your HP so fast.
And then we have to talk about that Cape Bahamut fight, where Palom seemed to save you from yourself. Palom whiffing on the stone cast so that you can complete the meta objective.
Yeah, I forgot. Like, until after I cast stone, I was like, oh no. And then he whiffed, and I said, okay, that's fine. And then it was just a matter of like, well, I know they have like 12,000-ish HP, so I'll like Palom can cast Quake, and Fu can cast Quake, and then maybe Palom cast Fire 3. And in the end, I eventually took them down. I probably could have counted better. I did count quite well on the Zeromus fight. That went really well. I was happy with that.
Yeah, that was really kind of a masterful example of being able to do math while also trying to control the battle. How do you do that, I guess, is my question.
I guess with the party I had and the setup I had, I knew this fight was free. Like, as free as this Aromas fight can be, as long as you nerf the first Big Bang. Like, I had 2.5 nuke casters, like Rydia was cursed, and I had Porum, and I had Defense Sort Dart Edge. That was like the most damage he did in the whole season. But I knew the fight was free, and I knew I had the setup, RA1 setup. So it's not even about controlling the fight, it's about counting. Right? There's, once you know the fight, you know how the fight is going to go. Like, I don't even, like, I'm not sure a counter nuke would have, like, a counter nuke on the wrong person would have been, like, I guess if Fu had died, that would have been maybe not good, but he tanked it, so it was fine. But at that point, it's all about counting. I don't have to focus on, I don't have to focus on doing anything else. It's just about counting. I even had a calculator here, but I didn't use it. I was like, nah, I got this.
Yeah, you could use your calculator for more important things like Pac-Man.
Yeah, or taxes. I don't know.
If you're going to use calculator for anything, use it for Snake.
Yeah, oh, well, I think my This is like a TI-30X. It's not quite snake friendly, but you know what? It's okay.
And Dave, you have any questions for Saya?
I think you've covered the major topics.
Well, I have one final thing on my end. Have you given any thought to what next week's challenge will be?
So Alchemy said there were some new. Yeah, I get to choose, don't I? So Alchemy said there were new flag sets, and so I'm probably going to pick one of the new ones. I don't know which new one. I'll look at the list, but I always like to see the new flag sets that she's created, because like Alchemy is just so good at flag set design, and then combine that with incredible seed rolling. I have to admit, this seed was indeed a kind one. Like, there weren't many trolls except that Whisper Wyvern. That was pretty funny. But outside of that, it was pretty okay. So yeah, probably some sort of one of the new flag sets for this season, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Well, we do look forward to it, so we'll definitely be keeping our eyes peeled for what's next in the Baron's Heroes Journey Club. Any final thoughts on this seed?
Sorry, I'm looking at John's screen. Do I not see a Cecil?
You do?
Cecil's up at the top.
Oh, okay. It's just really small. Okay, yeah, Cecil, and then you're doing reflex strats anyway. Well, all right. Anyway,
Well,
Hex Cecil. Don't need him.
Well, when you full clear the moon, you tend to just get enough XP on the kids to get their ultimates anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I thought about doing moon fights instead of just popping 3 King Reef fights, but I said, nah, they need the spells. So, anyway, yeah, GG's everyone. Thanks to our restream crew. We got, it was Inge Dave and Sheep Launcher. I know you both. You're fantastic commentary, so I'm sure that was great. Thanks, Scarcer, for tracking. Thanks, Dathis, for restream, and thanks to Alchemy for rolling the seed. We'll talk to y'all later.
Yes, GG's once again. Congratulations on first place. And as I pointed out, John Burkhead is doing reflex strats. Not in the greatest shape here. We'll see if he can pull out of this one. Has to reset after that black hole. But gets another nuke off. HP is very, very low.
This has to kill before the next big bang, or... Well, no, this Cure 4 will fire in time, because Foo's nuke should buffer it.
Gets the second nuke off.
Pankrat's saying if you're in this situation, change rows instead of parrying, just to... it's for the animation time.
Oh, and he does it. He pulls it out. John Burkhead finishes in second place.
Yeah, little advice from one of the best to play the game, Pankrat, saying, for this situation, do a row change instead of parrying.
And we are joined by our second place finisher, John Burkhead, with an official time of 1:38.24. GG's.
GG's.
Okay. So, John, you see the...
And we are joined by our second place finisher, John Burkhead,
was the plan always to go grab him?
1:30.
Yeah, Cecil's a pretty good character. So, yeah, that was part of the plan.
Yeah, and there were excals galore in the seed, and even crystal swords for sale. Although those are very expensive, so
Hmm.
that Cecil was carrying you for a bunch of the seed.
Yeah, when you spike 2 trap chests and it's adamant, and Excal, you're with Cecil, it kind of like just go blow up the game.
And I really liked your D-Mist fight. That was a very annoying boss at that spot. You had a false start, but the second fight went very, very smoothly. Talk us through how you approached that.
Yeah, I was debating just leaving, but I was up there. I just didn't have the pass. So I figured I'd full clear. Demist, of course, has holy resistance, and my primary damage was a holy sword. So I just flopped the adamant armor over to Palom, where Quakes could be my primary damage. And then when I felt comfortable, I'd throw the Avenger on. If I'd been a little more aggressive, I could have saved myself a cycle, but that's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. But fading it probably would have been the right move, especially when there's a free item on. But I just had to shift who's doing my damage. That's all.
And let's talk about that Zeromus fight, because that had us on the edge of our seats with worry.
Yeah. I'm dog sitting, and Otis decided that Otis wanted to cuddle, and so we started a little bit late. We started a little bit late with the reflex, and then things went a little haywire. But when you have double adamant, you got a good amount of safety in there. So when I went to go nerf, I wanted to make sure I didn't nerf with a direct nuke the second time, and obviously it didn't quite get off. Got a little lucky with the reflected nuke on Cecil, but even then, I think it would have been fine because the viruses don't come out till the third round anyway. Oh, excuse me. So, not my best, Lord knows, and certainly not as smooth as it should have been, but good enough to get through.
What's the old adage? Any Z fight that you come out the other side of is a good Z fight.
I mean, that sounds about accurate. It sounds right. Lord knows I've had plenty of of ones where I haven't. So yeah, we'll take it.
Well, this race was themed around Rydia. What are your thoughts on Rydia as a hero, and what was available to her in this seed?
I mean, she's a fun hero. The forges for any of the mages aren't really all that great. But agility-wise, the ability to manipulate back and forth with, fast anchoring with a heroine robe and then slow anchoring in general, and then if you happen to find a curse string on, I don't know, the first chest, then, you can really go ahead, manipulate your party the way that you wanted to. She's a great character. She's, she gets dumped on a bit because she doesn't progress as quickly as Palom, doesn't have the same natural strength. If you're looking at like the lore, she's a phenomenal character in terms of the story, and her just resiliency and attitude and all that. But yeah, I mean that Bahamut was there for sale in terms of utility, but when you have nuke on a stick with Cecil, it just didn't make a ton of sense. It would have helped with that Demas fight. I was kind of kicking myself for not having it for that, but beyond that, it's was what it was.
And Dave, any further questions for John Burkhead? I had one while you're thinking of one. Is what did you think of that wyvern in the super cannon room?
Good spot to find it. A little trolly because I wanted to. I was anchored, and so I wanted to have Palom acting first in case it was something that required AOE. And then to have Whisper, it was funny. I mean, it's a nice little troll in there for sure. So it was amusing. Also, a good spot to find Wyvern. I didn't really have any dragon killing gear specifically. So to have that in a low HP spot is always welcome.
Well, any final thoughts then, John, on the seed or anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Just that it'll probably go faster if I don't literally last location my key item. So that's next
Yes.
time. I'm just gonna go where the key items are. That might go a little faster, rather
I
than
would
going
I would
literally
simply
everywhere
find
else.
the key items where they are.
You see, then that's on me. I know better. I know just to go where the key items are, and I just, I haven't done a live race in a while, so clearly I forgot. So next time, I will just go where the key items actually are.
Ah,
Yeah,
see, that's the secret.
there it is. Yeah,
Go
this
to
is
the right spot.
there it is. So I'm curious, did Scythe find Forge a little faster?
Yeah. Scythe had forge before going to the moon.
See, that's smart. I mean, that's just smart routing. K main checks have a higher likelihood than K moon. I just fall in love with my moon checks, and with Hibaham being required, I'm like, I'll go up there. Maybe we'll just go ahead and find it. But that was smart. That was very, very, very smart. So GG's to him. Everybody else, looking forward to listening to this back. Y'all are wonderful commentators, and I have a deep spot in my heart for Dathis. And Scarzer, thanks so much for tracking.
Well, GG's once again. You ran a really terrific race, a lot of skill on display, and you came in second place. GG's.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
And we do have a third place finisher as well. Dubword47 finished in third place with a time of 1:43:02. So GG's to Dubword. But that will wrap things up for us. Engine Dave, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That was a great race, and
Yeah, Alchemy runs a really terrific club. So anytime that Baron's Heroes Journey is being restreamed, you'd be well served to check it out like you did today. So appreciate you joining us. Do want to thank our restreamer Dathis and our tracker Scarcerer. Had to push a lot of buttons today and did a terrific job. And thank you, Engine Dave.
yes, thank you for being here with me, and a big shout out to John Birkin and Scythe Marshall for allowing them to be restreamed so we could put on this show.
Yeah,
But
give them a follow too.
Yeah, we're not done with Grand Enterprise yet today, are we?
No, let's go over to Xenocat. See what she's up to. She's doing her own Trickers Trial Club async. So if that's something you're still interested in running, now's your chance to bail. But if you're interested in seeing the club, kind of giving it a try, let's head over to Xenocat. Until next time. Oh, by the way,
Next time is tomorrow at 8.
Yeah.
8 Eastern. We have our community race, flag set to be determined.
And it's right here on this channel, twitch.tv/free enterprise. So until next time, for all of us, so long.